Hi, my name is Amy and today I'm going to be taking you through a quick standing Pilates sequence. We are going to use a block for this, so if you have one yoga block or a very sturdy, quite thick book will work as well. We're going to start with it right away. So you're going to set it up right in front of your right foot, so the lengthwise here. And you're just going to come onto the right heel and try to place the ball of your right foot and curl your right toes down onto that block. Pushing your weight through, bringing it a little bit forward, so you're starting to feel that wakening up in the right ankle, right foot here. Left foot can come back a little bit behind you, getting a bit more into that calf. And start to come forward here. So you're going to step that right foot up onto the top of the block and then come to stand on that right block. So you're going to try to keep your hips level here and just float that left foot up so it's level almost with the right one, and then just open the right toes out to the side and come back in. Starting to wake up all through that right foot. So try to find your big toe base, your outer heel, your baby toe base, and your inner heel. Trying to keep that right hip level with the left one. Both hips are shining forward. And coming back to center, we're going to swing the toes forward and then drag the heel back. So just out in front of you and then back in line with that right foot. Really waking up our balance here. Finding a spot to gaze at in front of you will help, something that's not moving. Last one, and then we're going to try to kick the toes back behind us without leaning forward. So keep the chest shining forward, standing tall and proud. Standing the leg might be starting to feel it, even though the left one's the one that's doing the work, you think. That right one is carrying all of your weight. Last one, and coming back. You can step down and off of the block and just shift the block over in front of the left foot. Same thing, we're gonna start by curling the ball of the left foot and the left toes onto the top of that block. Bringing your right foot back, maybe coming up onto the right toes and sending the weight forward. And breathing in and out through the nose. And coming up off of the block, we're going to step all of the left foot onto the top of that block and then try to lift and float your right leg. So the right foot is just in line with the left one, and then start to open the right toes out to the side while keeping the hips level. So if you've done side laying, it's a very similar sequence, but without the feedback of the ground here, and now we're focusing a little bit more on our balance as well. Last one, and then we're going to start to swing the toes forward and then just draw it back in line. Finding that gaze, that focus point. If you wobble, that's fine. Just get back into it and join us again. Last one, and then we're going to kick those toes back behind, keeping the chest and the shoulders lifted. For 3, 2, 1, step down off of it. You can kick your block off to the side here and shake out the feet a little bit. We're going to start with the feet about hip distance apart. And reaching your hands up overhead, we're going to rock the weight into the balls of the feet and then lower the heels. Rock it forward and bring it back. Hands can be overhead if you like. You can interlace the fingers, steeple them. Last one, we're gonna come up onto the balls of the feet and then start to bend into the knees, staying up on the balls of the feet, coming into a squat. Separating the hands over the shoulders and then lift back up. Keep the heels lifted. We're gonna lower it down one more time and lift it up. You can plant your heels. We're gonna step that right foot back behind the left one. You can bring your hands together or up at the heart and then step your right toes out to the side. Back behind, you're gonna start to bend into both knees and then up. Tap them back, tap them to the side. For 3, 2, 1. This time we're gonna hold it here and we're gonna pulse, trying to tap that knee towards the ground. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. You can shake the legs out and we're gonna start over to the other side. So the left foot this time is gonna step back behind the right one and then tap beside you. Hands can come up to the heart. And we'll start to bend into both knees as if you could tap that left knee down towards the mat. It does not need to get there. For 5, 4, last one, and then we're gonna start to pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Shake your legs out. Keeping the feet about hip distance apart. We're gonna rock the weight up onto the balls of the feet one more time. And then start to hinge at the hips. Folding down, maybe going all the way until your fingertips can touch the floor. And then slowly lifting back up. Reaching the hands overhead, staying up on the balls of the feet. We're gonna try that one more time. And keep those heels lifted if you can. Reaching all the way back up and lower your heels down. We're gonna take the feet wide this time, turning your toes out about 45 degrees, heels in, bending into the knees, coming into a goddess squat. You can rock the weight a little bit side to side here. Maybe taking your feet just a little bit wider. And then settling in here in the center. Hands can come up to the heart, keeping the chest lifted. See if you can lift your left heel up, lower it down, right heel up and lower. Left, right. Tap, tap, one leg at a time. Sink those hips a little bit lower. Last round. And then see if you can lift both heels up. Breathing through it. Sink those hips. Squeeze the thighs open so the knees are going over the middle toes. And lower it down. Hands can come onto the thighs. Bring your left shoulder forward. Draw your right shoulder back, coming into a little bit of a twist. Keep those hips low. And then right one comes forward, left hand shoulder comes back. Coming back to center. Push into the heels. Lengthening through the legs. Turn your toes in and we'll come into just a wide-legged forward fold here. Insides of the feet are parallel. Let your head be heavy. Walking your hands forward. So you're extending your arms as if you're in like a wide-legged downward dog here. And then find some traction through your spine. Pulling back through the fingertips. Trying to rock the weight back towards the heels. Maybe curling the toes up. And start to walk the hands in. Bring them up towards the hips. Push into the heels. Lift up about halfway. Take a full breath here. And then lift all the way up. Heel toe your feet together and step up towards the top of your mat. Bringing your feet about hip distance apart. We're gonna bring the hands up overhead, bend into the knees, sink the hips, coming into a chair pose squat here. Keeping length in your spine as you hinge forward. And then we're gonna sweep the hands back alongside the hips. Start to move it. Inhale, we're gonna lift it up. Exhale, we're gonna find that chair position with the hands back. Last one like that. Rock the weight back and we're gonna hold, reaching the hands back. Push into the feet and lift up. Keeping the feet hip distance apart. Bring the weight into that left foot. So find those four corners of your left foot and we're gonna bring the right knee up and then tap the toes back, bringing your hands up. We're gonna bring the hands down and knee comes up to connect and step it back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna step that right foot all the way back, keeping your feet about hip width apart. So you got two train tracks here. Both hips are still pointing forwards. We're gonna bend into that right knee to tap it down and then lift it up. Tap and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it forward, shake your legs out. Bring those hands up, step your left foot back, and then bring the hands down, bring your knee up, and extend. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that left leg back, finding that high lunge. Both sets of toes pointing forward. Bend into that left knee and then lift it up. Think about reaching your tail down towards the ground. Staying strong through that front foot. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it up, shake your legs out. You can take your feet about as wide as your mat. Reach your hands overhead, grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand and find a little side bend, pulling your hand over. Pushing the right hips out to the right. Lifting back up, grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand, finding that same side bend. Coming back, heel toe the feet until they're just hip distance apart. Tuck your chin towards your chest and slowly start to roll your spine all the way down till your fingers touch your toes, bending the knees if you need to get there. And then pushing into the heels to slowly roll the spine back up. Reaching the hand overhead, and we'll do that a couple more times. Tuck the chin to the chest and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And starting to slow the breath down. And push into the heels, lifting back up. One more like that. You can stay down at the bottom this time. Maybe clasping hold of opposite elbows and rocking gently side to side. Or maybe you nod your head up and down, yes, yes, yes. Or shake it side to side, no, no, no. Just releasing the tension from your neck. Fingers can come down, just bend deep into your knees and then extend them. Maybe bringing your fingers underneath your toes, giving yourself a nice little wrist stretch. You can start to turn your toes out, heels in, a little bit wider than hip distance, and sink your hips down, coming into a little squat here. Hands at the heart, elbows pushing the knees wide, reaching the tail down. And that's where we'll leave you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick and spicy Pilates class. I'll see you again soon.